and welcome to my channel. My name's Shell and on my channel I've been documenting my weight loss since the beginning of January 2021, where I started at 190 pounds, which is 13 stone 8, and last week I weighed in at 9 stone 5.5. So it has been a good loss, and I've been using intermittent fasting for the last 3 months and really enjoying it. This week, diet-wise and weight-wise, has been a complete disaster though. I did say last week on my video that it was my birthday and I was planning to have a gain, but I wasn't planning to have the kind of gain that I've ended up with. I think I always hope for a miracle, and doing the 3 months intermittent fasting, it has been so fantastic that I always hope, whenever I do any diet, I always hope that I'm going to learn things whilst I'm doing the whatever plan it is, and that when I stop doing it for a couple of days, that I'm going to be, well, this time I thought, well, I'll learn how to cope with hunger and how to deal with having the correct portions at the correct time. But it didn't work out like that. I have to say, on Saturday, after doing the video, I'd planned from Saturday night to Tuesday morning to just not do any fasting, not do any windows, and see how I got on. And my thoughts were that I would have extra treats, not too many, be quite sensible. But what actually happened was, after tea on Saturday night, almost as soon as that first thought came into my head, I'm not on any plan now for the next couple of days, before I'd even eaten anything out of the ordinary, I think I was sunk. And I just went straight back into all-out binging. And it was really disappointing, and it was a bit like being hit by a truck, and I didn't feel I could do anything about it. And by the time it got to about, well, Monday, it was my birthday on Monday, and by the time it got to then, I was just in a mindset of, well, I'm not going to bother now, I'll get back on track on Tuesday. But that didn't happen. When Tuesday came, I felt that bad in the day. I tried, and I got to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it all went bad again, straight back into binging. So Wednesday morning I got up and I felt terrible because I've not been sleeping, and all the things that I'd got rid of over the last 3 months, all of those little health niggles, getting cramps in my calves, my left leg was swelling up, if I eat badly I get a pain just in my temple, I don't know where that comes from. I get heart palpitations. It was all back in full force, and I'd not had it for 3 months, and I was thinking, what are you doing, you know? I felt terrible. So Wednesday, I was right back on it. Everything was great, and I felt so good, and I was so pleased I was back on it. Thursday, I was back on it. I just ate in my 1 hour window. And then Friday, it was going to be my normal long window. And the thing is, as soon as it got to after tea, again, the same thing. I just lost it again. And we were eating cakes and chocolate and biscuits. And I had more to drink last night than I normally drink. I normally drink about half a pub measure of whiskey. Last night I had 3 measures. I had 2 measures of gin and a measure of whiskey, which is far more than I ever normally drink. So when I got up this morning, I felt terrible. I had a chocolate hangover, I had a food hangover, I'd been tossing and turning and sweating all night. I was awake about 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, couldn't get back to sleep, all the usual things. And then when I got up, I didn't want to do fasting at all, so I got up, went downstairs, I had toast. It's the first time I've eaten in the morning since, this year I think. And so today I've had toast. I've drunk enough water to float a battleship on because I've got an alcohol hangover. Because 3 measures, these are what we had. I'll show you these, not these exact ones. I'll spin this one round for you. They are Marks and Spencer's cocktails. That one and this one. I got them for my birthday. My mum and dad sent me they sent me a Marks and Spencer's hamper, cocktail hamper, and it had about 10 of these cocktails in. These are the ones that we've got in for next weekend. But each one, the ones we had last night, mine said it had 2 measures of gin in. And then after that, later on, I had a whiskey as well. So today I'm feeling really rough. I am feeling really rough today. So partly the weigh-in is going to be bad as well because I've eaten and drunk this morning. Normally when I do my weigh-in it's about 3 in the afternoon, and I'm normally into about 22 hours into a fast, whereas this morning I've been drinking loads of coffee, loads of water, and I've been eating. I've had breakfast and dinner. And it's all gone to hell in a handcart. So that's been my week. Some of the things we had, this is one of the major culprits, Wicked Kitchen chocolate cupcakes that you get from Tesco's. I really like these. I think I've got through, there's still a couple left in here, but I think I got through a couple of boxes of these this week. And these, I think these are called Mr. Jangle's chocolate truffles. They're really nice. They've got like little bits of cacao nibs in, if you know what they are. They're like little bits of chocolate, like little crunchy bits. But these are, and they're all individually wrapped as well, which is quite nice. See, they're all in a little, each one's in a little plastic pouch. As you can see, half of them are gone, which is surprising that there's any left at all, to be honest with you. I think it's only because I forgot about them. These Real Eat, I think they're called Real Eat chocolate nut bars. They're like a cereal nut bar with chocolate on the top. But even these are 250 calories a bar, as you can see, empty box. Anyway, and it's just been a week full of cakes. We had ox cakes, we had biscuits, we had all sorts of stuff. And even the meal times weren't great. It's not just the sweet things. We had all sorts of junk food this week. One of the things we had, which wasn't nice at all, were these. I think I've got that on the right way round. We had these last night. We got them from Tesco's. I think they're Plant Pioneers garlic steaks. And you put them under the grill. And Andy said he didn't like the look of them because he said they were all red. He doesn't like it when they put the red colouring in. You put them under the grill, and then you get a little pat of garlic butter to put on the top. When they finish cooking, you put the pat of garlic butter on the top. So we did, but they were really unpleasant. They tasted of nothing but salt. They were so salty. So again, drinking a lot last night, so they were disappointing. And in the hamper with the cocktails, we got some crackers as well. Marks and Spencer's crackers, and I was eating those with vegan cheese on, just slices of vegan cheese on the crackers, but the crackers weren't very nice actually. So it's been one of those weeks. I did have a lovely birthday. I made a chickpea curry for my birthday, which was very nice. But as a dieting week, it's been a disaster, and it was really shocking to me because I had thought that I would eat a little bit extra. I was going to make myself a nice cake on my birthday. That was the plan. But I'd eaten that much junk that I wasn't really interested in baking a nice cake. I was just busy shoving processed cakes down, which is it's a bit sad really. But anyway, that's what happened, and rather than do that, I hadn't expected that I would go back into full-on binge mode, as bad as ever. It was as bad as ever. So, although it's been a shocking week, I'm hoping I have learned a lot. I've got another time coming up soon where I'm going to be off plan at the beginning of next month, and I'm going to approach it entirely differently next time. I was too blasé this time. I just thought, oh, it's going to be great, it's going to be fine. And I can see now that I'm going to have to put a lot more plans in there to make sure that this doesn't happen again. But you live and you learn, and that's the way it is. I'm not back on plan yet even. Tomorrow, I asked Andy what he thought, because he often sees things in my eating patterns that I don't see, and I said to him, well, what do you think? And he said, well, I think you're just eating too much junk. When the junk outweighs the good stuff, it all starts to go bad. And I can tolerate eating a little bit of junk. You know, maybe just one cake on a Friday night and a couple of chocolates in the week. I can manage that, but it's when it starts creeping in and overtaking, I get into a spiral of getting up in the morning and feeling terrible, because I haven't had a good night's sleep this week at all. So I'm getting up in the morning feeling terrible. I'm hungover, food hangovers, chocolate hangovers are terrible. And then of course I feel so bad, I don't want to be in the frame of mind to be looking after myself. So then I'm eating bad, and then it's another bad night's sleep, and then getting up. I need to have a day where I can get back on track. So, and with Andy saying that about the junk as well, I think he's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for a clean eating week this week, and I don't mean some sort of big fancy detox or anything. I just mean cutting out the worst culprits of the junk food. So I think I'm going to stay away from all cakes and biscuits and sweets just for a whole week to let my body get back on track. I don't know about the fasting windows. I might stretch the fasting windows out a bit, maybe from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe have a 4-hour eating window just to make it a little bit looser. I haven't quite decided on that yet. And I'm probably going to go back to calorie counting for the week, and maybe go for maintenance calories rather than weight loss calories, just to try and give myself a week to get back on track, and forget about the weight loss for this week. Just get back to eating healthily, not binging, get back into some sort of fasting window, and get back to where I was feeling good, because I was feeling good. I felt so good for those 3 months. It's amazing, isn't it, how you can feel so good and yet you do things that make you feel awful and you can't seem to stop doing them. But I dare say everybody knows what that feels like. So I'm going to do my weigh-in now. It's going to be a bit shocking, but we'll have to just suck it up, I'm afraid.
It's ready.
Okay.
9 pounds, 11.6 pounds.
So 11.6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's a 6 pounds gain. But I have to say, and it's not for an excuse, I have to say I think some of that is all the water I've drunk this morning. At least a pound, I think, is water, which I'm hoping will come off next week. But I want to be 9 stone 7 is where I feel comfortable. So I really want to get back at least to that sometime soon. And I'm just going to have to get my head together. You know, I've got to get off the junk for a few days and get back to where I'm sleeping well at night, so that when I get up in the morning I'm feeling good. And if I'm feeling good when I get up in the morning, I can have a good day. So that's it. Andy said it's like coming to confession. And it is. Oh, I really hope next week I can come here and tell you what a good week I've had. But it hasn't actually started yet, so who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. I always have good intentions, but anyway, we'll have to see. But I'm planning to be right back on it tomorrow, and I say have a fairly clean eating week. I don't mean cut all the junk out, but just cut all the worst things out that I know send me over the edge, and particularly sweet things. I hope you've had a good week. It can't have been any worse than mine anyway. So look after yourselves and let me know in the comments what you think. Is it a good idea to have a clean eating week? What would you do? I don't know. You must have had similar experiences. What did you do to get back on track? Help me. I need help. And I'll see you next week. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.